Form 1 students. Welcome to another day. We are actually continuing with our topic statistics. But before we deal with that question, we are going to go back to look at this question on standard form. So last week I dealt with this question, but I realized that with the assignment you people did for me, you are still making some mistakes at the final part. We thank God that now you are able to know, put this in the powers form. You know that from here to here is negative, from here to here will be to the power a negative number. But the problem, or what I noticed, was that all the questions that I gave you, you were having single numbers. So you were having, after cancelling out, you have something like 4. After cancelling out, you have something like 6. So it wasn't a problem. But then when you have a number like 54 times 10 raised to the power negative 3, this number is not in standard form. So you don't leave your answer like this for me. This is wrong. So I'm using this example to explain what I mean to you. Okay, so this step is what you already know. So let's have y is equal to 10. How many times is the decimal point moving? 1, 2, 3. So you have 56 times 10 raised to the power what? Negative 3. Times, how many times is this one moving? 1, 2. So 39 times 10 raised to the power negative 2. All over, how many times is this one moving? 1, 2. So you have 8 times 10 raised to the power negative 2. And how many times is this one moving? 1, 2. So you have 13 times 10 raised to the power negative 2. At this point, we all know what to cancel. What to do. If you know that you will get confused, you can group all whole numbers, and you can group the numbers with the basis and their index. But if you know you are smart enough to cancel out and still identify your numbers, that is up to you. So I can cancel out from here and I can quickly go. So you have 8 here 1, 8 here 7, 13 here 1, 13 here 3. Now we have what? 7 times 3. So 7 3 is what? 21. I'm just going straight. So I have 7 times 3, which is 21. Then we pick the bases. So times 7 raised to the power negative 3. And the second one times 10 raised to the power negative 2. All over. You realize that here I cancelled everything out. So I only have 1. So I can have 1 times what? 10 raised to the power negative 2 times 10 raised to the power negative 2. So you have 21 times numbers of the same base. Numbers of the same base. When they are multiplying, what do you do to their powers? These are their powers. What do you do to their powers? You add. So you have what they call negative 3, and you want to collect what they call 3, and you want to collect another 2 CD from the same person. How much in total are you owing the person? You are owing the person 5, and because you are owing, so it becomes what? A negative 5. So we have 1 standing on its own here. What they call 2. So in total, how much are you owing? You are owing 4 CDs. So we have negative 4. So we come here. So I have 21 times 10 raised to the power negative 5. Now you all know that this over is the same as what? Division. So you can come and rewrite it here as what? Division. So you have 10 raised to the power negative 4. Now you have 21 times numbers of the same base. These are the same base. When they are dividing, what do you do to the power? You subtract. So you have negative 5 minus negative 4. Then you have to come down for the teacher to know that, you know that when negative and negative come together, it becomes what? A positive. So you have 21 times this plus 4. Now you are owing 5 CD. Your mother gave you 4 CD to go and pay the person. Will you finish paying the person? No. You'll be able to clear 4 out of the 5 and you still be owing the person what? 1 CD. So you have 21 times 10 raised to the power what? Negative 1. Now this is what I'm talking about. A lot of you left your answers like this. This is not standard form and this is not your final answer. This is not standard form and this is not your final answer. Okay, what you have to know is that standard form is that your decimal point must be right after or right behind the first significant number The first significant number here is 2. So this is what you do. You put your 2. You know that anytime a number is standing on its own, originally the decimal point is after the last number. So this decimal point is moving here to make it standard form. So now I have 2.1. How many times did I move? Because I'm moving from the right to the left, my power will be a positive number. How many times did I move? I moved only once. So I have 1. Then don't forget this one. This one will also come down and join. So times there is a power negative 1. So this one also came down to join. So 2.1. Numbers of the same base, when they are multiplying, what do you do to the power? You add. What they call 1 seed. And I will have 1 seed now they go to your work. See how can wire then with you. So 1 plus minus 1 or the same as 1 minus 1 is what? 0. Any number to the power 0 is 1. So your answer is 2.1 times 1, which is the same as 2.1. So this is your final answer. So I realized that the mistake that you people were doing was you were leaving your answer here as the final one. This is not the standard form. This is your final answer. So this is just by the way to explain to you how it is done. Right. So let's come to the topic for the day. So you realize that what we have been doing recently is that you have been giving raw data. So somebody just comes and says, okay, so these are the marks of the students in the class. 2, 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 2, 2, 7, 7, 3, 3. That is raw data. So the person just comes and just mentions your marks for you as raw data. But in frequency table or statistics, they can also arrange this. So this is not raw data. They've put the information in this format for you. So they've already put the frequencies down there. So you realize that from this one, there is no need for you to do tally, right? It's only when the information has been given to you in the raw data form. That one, they give you 2, so you have to cancel. Then you come and put your tally there 1. But this one, the information has already been, the grouping has been done for you already. So you don't need to do tally. Right, so I didn't write the questions here, so I'm going to read out the questions to you so that we know what we are being asked to do from this table. Okay, so the first thing under this table, so you take your books and you write the question. So the first thing under this table is that using the frequency table, find the modal mark of the class. Find the modal mark of the class. Now, I told you that when we talk about the mode is the max that has the highest frequency. The mode is the max that has the highest frequency. So you come out and you look at the frequencies first. Which one is the highest? The highest is 10. Then you match it to the max. So that means the modal mark is what? 5. The mistake some of you do when they say what is the modal mark, then you rather go and write the frequency, which is 10. It is wrong. The modal mark is the mark with the highest frequency. So what is the modal mark? We've answered the first question. So modal mark, the modal mark or the mode is equal to what? 5. Because you can see that 5 has the what? The highest frequency. Okay, let's take the next question. The next question is, find the number of candidates who wrote the test. Find the number of candidates who wrote the test. And the number of candidates who wrote the test. Now, this is how we find it. These are the marks, okay? At the end of the test, these were the marks that the children scored in the exams. There was 1, some people scored 1, some people scored 2, some also 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 9. And this 2, the frequency 2, is showing the number of people who scored 1. So this frequency shows 2. So that means in the class, 2 people scored 1. In the class, 4 people got 2 marks. So 4 people, each of them got 2, 2, 2, 2. 3 marks, that means 2 people in the class scored 3 in the test. So the first person got 3, the second person also got 3. This one also means that 2 people scored 4 over 10 or 4 over whatever. Now 10 people scored 5 marks. 5 people also scored 6 marks. So this is what the frequency here means. So when they ask you that from your table, how many people took the test, it is, you are simply just going to add the frequencies. Because the frequency represents the people who took the test. Right? So you can just come and write total number. You can write is equal to total frequency. Or you can come down and write 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 10 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 2. Now when you do this total, you realize that 40 students took the test. Right, so take your books and make sure everything that I'm saying, you are copying it. So if you answer the second question, let's go to the third question. The third question says, find the mean for the test. Find the mean for the test. Find the mean for the test. So they say using the table rule. So you are using the table. Now they say find the mean. Using your table, find the mean. So this is what you do. You draw your table. Your first column is the marks. And that is what you represent with X. This one, they carry marks. So you have to write the X. This time I'm not bringing tally because the information given you is not raw data. It has already been, the groupings has already been done for you in the frequencies. So you don't need tally. So anytime the question is given to you in this form, marks, frequency, and they put the 2, 4, 2, 2 there, you don't need to do tally. You only do tally, or you only include tally in your table when the data is raw. So they just put the marks there, 4, 2, 4, 5, 5, 9. That is when you do tally. But this one has already been organized for us. So you just have to bring your marks, then you bring your frequency, and you have to tell the teacher that the frequency is the F. Because when you write Fx, the teacher will be wondering where you got your Fx from. Then you have your table here as what? So this table here is the Fx. Because we are doing this because they've asked us to find the what? The mean using our table. So now you come down and you check your table. Now you write the marks. So the marks, they are from 1 to 9. So let's copy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And as I said, our frequency has already been arranged for us, that's been given to us. So you just copy what they've given you. So max 1, we have 2. 4 people got 2. 2 people got 3. 2 people got 4. 10 people got 5. 5 people got 6. 6 people got 7. 7 people scored 8. And 2 people scored 9. So these frequencies, those are the number of students who scored that marks. So 2 people scored, so 2 people, Kofi and Amma, they all got 1-1 in the test. Okay, so now we've understood to this level. Now we are finding the Fx. You know Fx means that what? You are multiplying the frequency and the max. So you pick you pick the max and its frequency. So you have to be careful when you are doing the multiplication. Sometimes you pick the 2 and you multiply with the 2, that is the frequency for another number. So when you are multiplying, watch out well. So you have 2, 4 times 2, 8. We have 6 here, we have 8 here, we have 50 here, we have 30 here, we have 42 here, we have 56, and the last one we have 18. Okay. Now this is a mistake some of you were also doing in the exercise for me. Sigma Fx over sigma F is part of the table. It concludes the table. That's the last part of the table. It has to be included in the table. Some of you just ended at the last number, but you have to include it in the table. So you come down, you close your table, and under the F, you write your sigma F, and you do your is equal to. And under the Fx2, you write your sigma Fx. It's part of the table. Most of you left it and realized that I put it there for you. So when you do your total, your sigma F is 40. And your sigma Fx is what? 220. So I added all of this and I added all of that. So now we are come to answer the third part of the question. So you come here and you write your number. So the number is number 3. Then the question is mean. So you write mean is equal to sigma Fx. The formula is also important. It carries marks. So sigma Fx over sigma F. You have to write the formula. So sigma Fx over sigma F. Mean is equal to sigma Fx over sigma F. So now what is sigma Fx? The value for sigma Fx is 220. So you come and write it here for the teacher. And what is the value for sigma F? The value is what? 40. So you come and write it here. So when you finish, you do your long division method and you realize that your mean is what? 5.5. Simple. Beautiful. Then you are done with your mean. Okay, the last part of the question is, if the teacher decides that the pass mark is 4, what is the probability that a student chosen as random from the class failed the test? If the pass mark is 4, what is the probability? We've done probability before, so we are just going to go through. So they say if the pass mark is 4, what is the probability that a child chosen at random failed the test? Now, this is what? The pass mark, which is 4. That means anybody that scores below 4 failed. So that means anybody that got 3, if the pass mark is 4, if you score 4, you are failed. If you scored 3, you are failed. 4 is the pass mark. So if you score 4, you are free. You have not failed. But anything below 4, so if you score 3, you are failed. So these people, 3, 2, and 1, they have failed the test. So these are the people they are talking about. So if you are supposed to pick or choose at random those who failed or those who got below 4, then we are talking about those who scored 3 marks, 2 marks, or 1 mark. Now, when you finish identifying the marks that is below 4, now you come to the frequency. What are their frequencies? Then you realize that 3's frequency was 2 people scored the 3, 4 people scored the 2, and 2 people scored 1. So now we are going to total the frequencies attached to the marks that failed. So we have probability. So we have what? 2 plus 4 plus 2. So what do we have here? We have 8. Right? So these are the people that have failed. These people got below 4. Now, probability is the total number of people who failed all over the total number of people in the class, which is what? 40. So it is 8 over what? 40. Okay, so that is the probability. So those who failed, the probability is what? 8 over 40. Now, if they had asked you that, what is the probability? If the pass mark was 4, what is the probability of choosing a student as random who passed? Then this one, the pass mark is what? 4. So now we are focusing on those who got 4 and above. Those who passed. So 4 and above. So that means you are focusing on what? 4 itself. Because if you got 4, you are safe. You passed. So 4 itself, 4 people, those who got 4, they passed. Those who scored 5, they also passed. 6, they also passed. 7, they also passed. 8, they also passed. 9, they also passed. Now after you focus on the marks that passed, Then now you move to the what? The frequencies attached to those marks, right? So now we are looking at what? 2, 10. We are looking at what? 2, 10, 5, 6, 7, and 2, right? So we have here as what? We have 9 here. So we have 9. 9 plus 6 is what? 15. 15 plus 5 is what? 20. 20 plus 10 is what? 30. 30 plus 2 is what? 32. So if we are finding the probability of those that passed, then you have what? 32 over what? The probability is all over what? The total number of students in the class. So 32 over what? 40. Right? So now you don't leave it like this. If you can further break it down, you can break it down to the simplest form. Okay. So this is where we will end today. As usual, I give you a lot of questions to solve under this topic and also understand that form. I'll see you all on Friday. Bye.